All right, welcome back to the channel. Good morning to everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's try to top it up about boxing in this very, slow time. What's going up, John Boy? What's going on, John Boy? Oh, good to see you first in line again today, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Chillville in the building. What's going on, Chill? Good morning to you, Noop. Robert Robles, what's going on, brother? How are you feeling today, man? Mike, Mr. M Pride said, good morning, Chad and Fanon. What are we getting into this morning? Well, dog, talking about these cats selling out on Bud, man. I mean, who would have known that the people that are the biggest supporters of Bud are really the Bud haters? It's amazing, man. Like, I remember just thinking, when you're arguing about boxing and who you think the best boxer is, and you say, I don't know, man. I think Bud is the #1 pound for pound fighter, but I think Errol Spence Jr. might be better than him. How amazing it is that you are a hater. But when he's suing Bob Arum, all of a sudden, all the supporters turn into the haters. And all of the haters stay the haters. But I just find it mighty funny, man. Really do, dog. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised at guys like Jamel Herring and Tim Bradley and guys like that. I'm really not surprised. But, I'm just taking note of it, man. Really interested, man. Alonzo Lambert said, I'm standing with Bud. I'm Buddy's buddy on this. I'm standing here and singing, you are not alone. You are not alone. I'm here with you. Oh, man, that is hilarious, bro. I'm here with you. You are not alone. Bud feeling alone, man. They ain't buying it over there, dog, but that's what you get, bro. That's wild how they folding, for real. I'm telling you, man. I told you. I ain't one of these braggadocious dudes that, bump their lips and brag more and more. However, I will tell you when I told you so. I said, wait, it's not going to take long. As soon as Bud needs support in anything that is not related to hating on Errol Spence Jr., a whole bunch of these dudes, all these cats that come around supporting him are all going to abandon him. Said it. As soon as it has anything to do, as long as if it has something to do with Errol Spence Jr., they're there in droves. They're supporting him in droves. But if it doesn't have anything to do with Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford goes right back to being Joe Frazier. I'm telling you, he never did have support. Never did. The only people kind of supporting him would probably be the same people that are supporting Errol Spence Jr. Be Easy in the building. What's going on? Said Tim Bradley is a clown. He was a Class C fighter at best. Nah, he was a solid B+ fighter, man. B+, solid B+ fighter, A fighter, man. Nah, he ain't trash, man. He's a good fighter, man. He's not a C-class fighter. But what he is a company man. And that's what them dudes that are going to sign with Top Rank are going to be. Telling you, man, you got your more freewheeling black folk over there with the BBC. You might actually get them. Errol Spence might actually jump out there and support him. Hey, man, wouldn't that be hilarious if the only person to come out in support of Terence Crawford is Errol Spence? Jimenez said, good morning, Martin. Happy Tuesday, and everybody in chat. Yeah, man, happy Tuesday to you, man. Even though this is kind of this day is kind of sucks, man, right now, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was watching my son play basketball yesterday at a pickup game, killing it amidst a bunch of grown men, and then turned his ankle, man, real bad, swole up. Probably gonna miss his next couple games. Kind of sucks, man, but you know what it is, man. It just happens. M. Ray the boss said, man, you tripping. Well, am I tripping? How am I tripping, man? I'm just telling you, man, that's what it looked like to me, man. He's like, hey, dude, that's what it is, man. Where'd it go, man? Where's my thing? Let me go here so I can check these likes, man. Trying to tell you, it's the company you keep, bro. It's the company you keep. You get those type of cats around you, all supporting you, and yeah. But when you need them, they hit the brake, man. They hit the skids. You know what I'm saying? Bradley would not beat any of the top 5 welterweights today. Well, first of all, Bees, you got to understand, Tim Bradley's really not a welterweight. Tim Bradley is a 140-pounder who moved up to 147 pounds and fought at 147 pounds. So I will not say that he won't beat anybody at 140. He has a very good chance of beating a guy like Danny Garcia. And I think he have a good shot at Sean Porter. He's just undersized. He's just a little undersized at 147. Mr. Impressive, Fanon, your son is good. He'll heal in 2 weeks. Exactly, bro. That's what I needed to do, man. Mike messing up. All right, hold on. All right, tell me if that's bad. Oh, I was good? Oh, okay, cool. All right, I'm sorry. I jumped out and jumped in. Let me hit my man Giovanni Walker in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, man. Let me roll back, man. Let me roll back, bro. Hey, so Fanon, what do you think about Bob trying to outbid him for Kambosos fear? Dude, that's, man, but Bob ain't trying to outbid him. Bob ain't trying to outbid him. Bob said he don't think he can do it, is what Bob said. You got to understand, man. You got to listen. You got to understand that lawyer speak. Bob Arum sounded like he was like, yeah, I'm optimistic that we can do it, but I don't know, man, because the government's not going to give up the money. That's what he said yesterday. So, Fanon, what do you think about Bob trying to outbid Hearn for the Haney-Kambosos fight? I think Bud being, for the Haney-Kambosos fight, outbid him for Haney-Kambosos? Or try to get him, there wouldn't even be a purse bid for that fight. So how would he outbid him for Haney-Kambosos? There's no purse bid for that. I think Bob, being 90-year-old, is making his last stands before retiring, trying to get the belts back to Lomachenko. Yeah, well, what he said was, Giovanni, much love in that super chat. What he said is that he's hopeful that they can make the fight between Lomachenko and Kambosos. But what he also said was that, he doesn't know whether they would like to do it in Sydney, but they don't know whether or not, the government's going to give him any money in the middle of a pandemic, is what he said. So I don't know, man. I don't think he is, dude. Honestly, I'm going to tell you what I think last time, bro. I think he's going to wind up being, okay, let me go down all the way down. The sound is not so good. Maybe you're back, Robert Robles. We're talking about a spare yesterday. What you talking about? Bob is going to enforce. Let me know. Let me hear, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. I obviously did not shave this morning. All right, hey, y'all, man. Y'all hit that like button. Yeah, my sound is fine, bro. Papioso said it's good, young. It's good now, young fella. That's all right, cool. All right, cool. Got it. Cool. Sherman Nichols said, not yours. Everything's good. So, yeah, man, that's what I understand about it. And to tell you the truth, dude, I don't think that I don't think that fight's going to get made in Australia, man. I don't think Eddie Hearn wants to do the fight. I don't think Eddie Hearn wants to do the fight in Australia either. Doesn't sound like he does, because he's saying that he may find a suitor to do the fight in in the Middle East. So, and that really is the problem with George Kambosos, bro. George Kambosos wants to fight to be in Australia, but they ain't got no money. They're waiting on other people to make offers to fight him in Australia. Dude, you're not going to get that, man. What's going on, Noob Chillville said Team Crawford. Yeah, and if you're such a big money man in Australia, then why do you need somebody else to make you an offer to fight in Australia? Why does Eddie Hearn have to make the offer for him to fight? I'm just telling you, man, that dude just not as big. I think he's out in La La Land, honestly, bro. You know what I mean? DA said Australia's on lockdown due to COVID-19. There's no money if they do the fight there. Yeah, man, it doesn't even make sense. Freddie Jimenez in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, bro. He said, hey, Martin, Mike Tyson is fighting that YouTuber Jake, making a big deal event with the former heavyweight champ Mike, and Amanda Serrano is fighting Katie Taylor from the UK. Also, you heard that? Yeah, I did hear that, but I don't believe Mike Tyson. I don't believe Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I think they're keeping themselves in the news with that shit, dude. I think they're keeping themselves in the news with that, man. But if they do, and Mike Tyson, I'm going to tell you right now, dude, exhibition or no exhibition, if Mike Tyson allows that dude to beat up on him, man, dog, I will lose all respect for Mike Tyson, man. And honestly, dude, even him fighting a damn near 60-year-old man, I don't give a shit about Jake Paul. It's stupid. I mean, there's nothing. It's literally, dude, it's stupid. What do I care about that? I mean, dude, I saw the news and I literally, man, set up like, man, hey, man, I'm going to maybe do a video, talk about this. And I thought myself, dog, I can't even get myself to talk about it. Like, I mean, what am I going to say about it? You know what I mean? That got money to pay judges already. Team Spence, it's on that Team Crawford all day. Yeah, Mr. M Pride. Yeah. Y'all fans, I'm trying to tell y'all, Mr. M Pride, but you one that got sense. You a real Bud fan, man. I'm talking about these cats, all these other cats. I don't see none of their videos supporting Bud. I don't see it. I don't see them. Where they at? Where they go? I agree with you, Fanon. Arum might be the only person who stands with Bud. He stood with him when it came to Crawford not getting the money, the Manny fight. And Arum said he wants everybody he said everybody to get there. I'm telling you, man, Errol Spence Jr. is probably his only supporter, bro. He's more likely to get public support out of cats from the PBC than he is from anybody that was with Top Rank, man. I'm telling you, man, they are not going to support that dude at all, bro. Ron Sizzle, the only thing that beats Crawford is popularity. Oh, Lord, it beats him. Hey, but that popularity stomp him. What's good? JoJo said team boxing. Exactly, man. Keep it boxing. Keep it boxing. He should just fight Spence. Dog, let me tell you something, man. I don't know about that fight, man. I'm just telling you, man. I think Bud might be done. Manuel Estefan said, I wouldn't lose respect for Tyson. $100 million. $100 million go to Tyson. What up, Fanon? Dog, he ain't getting no $100 million for that fight, man. I heard about 5 different numbers for that. First time I heard it was like, it's a $100 million fight. Then the next one I got is a 36 million pound fight. And the next one I got is a $61 million fight. Man, I've heard like 3. Dude, I heard at least 3 different numbers for the value of that fight. And how are they getting $100 million off that fight? Man, Mike Tyson ain't the heavyweight champion of the world. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson, and here's the thing. And somebody even told me, oh, Jake Paul's going to be the biggest paid boxer in boxing. Dude, Mike Tyson, if anybody's getting paid, it's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson ain't taking second. Mike Tyson is not taking less. If they're getting paid, Mike Tyson ain't taking less money. Ain't taking less money than Jake Paul for a fight. Wait, what? Man, get out of here, bro. Dude, Mike Tyson, let me say this. The question is, will Jake Paul make that money? Not Mike Tyson. Dude, that's like Jake Paul fighting Floyd Mayweather and be like, oh, Jake's going to be the A-side. Man, what? Jake Paul is not an A-side over Mike Tyson. You know, so I'm like, man, what are y'all talking about? Man, I'm seriously, man. I think y'all smarter than that, man. I think y'all got to be, all y'all be smarter than that, man. Don't fall for the okie doke, bro. That's a matter of fact, they were talking about that 6 months ago. This is the second time this fight came around, bro. Dude, 70-30, 90-10. For Mike, man, stop. The only interesting thing about that fight is seeing Mike Tyson beat him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, stop. And honestly, man, I just have no respect. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Come on in there and unmedicate him and hit him in the body, man. Well, just fight a real boxer, man. You know, I'll buy that. Fight somebody your size, your age, your size. No, now you got to be your age. Your size, an active fighter who has a record. I'm so sick, man. When they try to get that dude, what do they give him? Breakout Fighter of the Year on Sports Illustrated. I'm like, man, you guys are clowns. Like, man, you're making a mockery of it's a mockery of the sport, bro. But anyway, I don't consider it's just not real, bro. Buzz 34 if he's about to retire. He's 33. I thought is he 34 now? Jake Paul following the Canelo blueprint, fighting old fighters and non-elite fighters. No, he's not fighting any fighters. He is not, I mean, hey, Mr. De Niro, he is not following a Canelo Alvarez blueprint because he's not fighting any fighters. He's not fighting. He knocked out, come on, man. He knocked out Nate, what's the dude's name? The dunk contest guy? What's the dude? Nate Robinson? Dude, he just fought he fought Nate Robinson, Tyron Woodley. He's not fighting fighters, man. He's not fighting fighters. He's not a boxer, dude. He's not a professional boxer. He is a professional exhibitionist. That's it. Just stop. You know what I mean? Like, that's not real. It's not real at all. And I don't care. I mean, it's whatever, dude. He's really getting pressed, though. I'll tell you that. He really get pressed. Which one? I'm telling y'all, man, please, that ain't, man, them dudes, man, that's garbage. Anyway, man, Jake ain't a marketing genius either. Ain't nothing genius about it. You know what I mean? It's nothing genius about it. The playbook has been out there forever. That's not a genius. It is a standard playbook. Standard playbook. Man, dudes, people did exhibitions before. You know what I mean? Just get out of here. It's a blank. I mean, I don't even say it. It's a fraud, bro. It's a fraud. Jake is ducking Kendall Gill. Yeah, man, dog, I don't care, man. Like, I don't even care, man. Seriously, man. It's like, dude, there's so many fighters that are real fighters. And I don't care about the money. I'm not talking about the money. Make all the money you want to make, man. I don't care. Dude, I don't care. But the only thing that started irritating me is that people are starting to treat him like he's a boxer. Like you're trying to make like it's, dude, I don't even believe it. You say, hey, he sold 65,000 pay-per-views his last fight. Now he's on to a $100 million fight with Mike Tyson. Man, stop. He's going to be the big money earner out of that fight. Yeah, okay. You're going to fight Floyd too, right? You're going to fight Floyd, and I guess you're going to get the lion's share of that money too, right? It is irritating, bro. Let that man get that money. Mike Tyson can't hurt his legacy. I don't care. He can get his money all he wants. I'm like, dude, I can let Canelo Alvarez get his money. I still want to see him fight somebody. I just don't care. I just don't care about that, man. It's just, I mean, seriously, first of all, it's played. Oh, Mr. De Niro said that was sarcasm, Fanon. Yeah, yo, that's what's up, man. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, you're right. God, I didn't catch the sarcasm on that, man. Anyway, yeah, dude, I'm just not interested in them dudes, man. Like, just not interested, man. The thrill, you know when the thrill left? The thrill left after Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's what I'm saying. He's not a marketing genius. All he's doing is what Floyd Mayweather Jr. did with Conor McGregor on a much lower scale. That's it. Other than that, it's like a cross matchup because Conor McGregor, really, that's who he's being. He's a Conor McGregor. He's a knockoff of Conor McGregor. That's what he is. If you really want to look at it, he's a knockoff on Conor McGregor. That's it. Jake Paul is a very poor man, is a very poor man's Conor McGregor. That's it. Because he really can't be, that's it. That's all he's doing. There was a huge fight where Floyd made a lot of money. It was a big, big event. And Jake Paul's just repeating it on a much lower level, bro, much more often. And then jumping out there talking about how how he's revolutionizing boxing and how, he's, look what I've done in these fights. Dude, it's literally all of this crap is crap that has been said before. With Lomachenko, look how fast, look what I've done in 6 fights. Dude, if you had to fight 6 professional fights, you would have never got where you are. If you had to try to get there by being a boxer, you would have never gotten there. You would never get there. Look what I did when I jumped to the front of the line and fought my friends on the street for cameras, on the camera. You know what I mean, dog? This shit is like one step better than it's Fanon, he made $40 million last year off boxing. Nobody difficult. How is that not genius? Because he didn't create anything. That's not genius. It's not genius. Because, and first of all, I don't even know if he made $40 million, but okay. Say he made $40 million, right? He made $40 million. Where's the genius in that? All he's doing is what somebody else already did. If somebody else did it and they made $100 million, you copy what they did and you make 40 million. Why are you the genius? Who is the genius? Conor McGregor? Is it Conor McGregor or Jake Paul? Which one's the genius? Really? Because they can't both be geniuses. Because one just is doing what the other did. Jake Paul is literally not doing anything other. He's literally not doing anything other than what he already did. What's his name already did. There's nothing creative about it. It's just, and by the way, he also only did what his brother did first. Matter of fact, isn't he the third iteration of it? His brother Floyd fought Conor McGregor, and then his brother fought KSI. And after he fought KSI, then he went and fought, then Jake Paul started doing that, man. Stop it, Fanon. Everyone starts boxing fighting bums and tomato cans. He's not fighting tomato cans or bums. He's not fighting boxers, Manuel Estevez. Not everybody starts off fighting ex-NBA players. What are you talking about? Name one world champion that started off by beating up a guy like Nate Robinson. Who? No joke. Who? Who do you know that is a world champion that started off their career fighting somebody with no professional fights and never even an amateur fight? If they were not 15 years old and fighting in Mexico. Okay, maybe Canelo did because he turned pro in Mexico. But come on, man. There ain't no, that dude that's not boxing, man. It's not. And it's unfair to boxers because, hey, dude, let me see him fight somebody. I will start talking about, Nico Walsh too. Nico Walsh is at least fighting fighters. Nico Walsh is at least fighting fighters. He's at least boxing people in a weight class with guys that have professional fights. At least he's doing that. Dude, Jake Paul fought Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley is not a boxer. Now, my blood pressure is cool. I appreciate it. It's just silly, bro. The whole idea to me is silly, bro. Yeah, he's just clowning, man. A-Town, you're right. He's making $1 million in her next fight. Yeah, but I do like the Amanda Serrano stuff. And I definitely like that Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano fight. No joke. I like that, bro. Trevor Bush said, "You're a tomato can, Fanon." Oh, you're really funny. I would be. Absolutely. No joke, Trevor. If Jake Paul fought me, he'd be fighting a tomato can. Ingenious. You are just so funny. Anyway, see ya. You're a tomato can. Yeah, man, get out of here, man, with all that garbage. And I mean it. And I just seriously, man, I don't have to like that crap. You guys watch it. Enjoy it, man. I'm not paying for that. You know what I mean? What's your opinion on Spence not wanting to give Thurman a fight? I don't like it. I don't like it. I think he should let bygones be bygones. At the same time, Keith Thurman brought it on himself. So mixed emotion there. I understand why Errol Spence Jr. wouldn't want to fight him. You know what I mean? What's going on, William Oscar? I'm good, man. Just feeling a little sad because my son is in the other room hurt. But other than that, we good. Fanon, it is as silly as someone saying Errol is ducking them, then turn around and sue your promoter for not getting you to fight. It's as... Exactly. Yeah, well, it said a real boxing fan wouldn't support the Paul circus. I mean, look, man, if you are a boxing journalist and you got to figure out something to talk about, bro, I ain't got a problem with you talking about it. I guess it is news. You know what I'm saying? It is newsworthy. It's definitely newsworthy. However, it is what it is, bro. And the kid I don't care for the dude. That's what it is primarily. I just don't like goofballs, man. I don't like goofballs like that, man. I don't really like cats that brag a lot. With the exception of Muhammad Ali, I have never really liked dudes that just sit around and try to tell you how great they are and how everything that they do is better than everything else that everybody else does. It was like, dude, you are not that special, homie. Like, nothing you saying I ain't heard before. You ain't that smart. You ain't that nut. Hey, dude, it's a good boxing conversation. It is a good fight to watch, bro. You just stop. You know what I mean? With all of that, I'm reinventing the world garbage. DH said, if Keith, and much love to everybody that supported in the super chat. Thank you, brother, so much. And thank you to everybody that supports in the Cash App. I appreciate you, bro. He said, I do if they back up, if they can back it up. Yeah, if they can back it up. No doubt about it. But I like the fact, I more like cats that will get in your face about something. I like cats. I like the cats that are gonna that are getting your face about something, that are mean, that will talk and will do that stuff. Like, I like Adrian Bronner. Like, Adrian Bronner talks a lot of smack, bro. But Adrian Bronner's not like, it's not like he doesn't act as if he thinks he's better than everybody. I don't really like dudes, and I don't like trolls, except for certain select trolls like Terry Schmoop. John Boy said, keep blood pressure down. Good joke, bro. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your support, brother. Thank you so much for your support, man. Anyway, a King's Deal said, Terence Crawford has taken black support for granted over the years. It's no wonder that people aren't speaking in his favor, his interest or favor. Bob is the archetype transitional generational racist. Man, yeah, look, dude, I will tell you this for sure. Bob Arum does not promote black fighters the way that he should. And neither has the media for at least the last 20 years. They sweep black fighters under the rug as fast as they can sweep them under the rug. That is 100% true. I don't think that there's any different, like guys like Larry Merchant, guys like Jim Lampley, guys like Bob Arum, guys like not Eddie Hearn, though. As long as you work for Eddie Hearn will treat you right. Like, I wouldn't say, like, I've heard people tell me that Eddie Hearn is like that, and he may be, but not in the selection of his fighters. He will promote black fighters. Eddie Hearn, besides the PBC, Eddie Hearn is the only promoter that will actively promote black fighters. Actively seek them out and actively promote them. Not that he did Demetrius Andrade very well. He says, so what's Andrade's problem? Andrade's problem is he's too good. And in a weight class where Canelo Alvarez, where guys won't fight him. But I do agree. He didn't do a very good job but I'm talking about more of those British guys. I'm not talking about, like, Eddie Hearn can't promote himself out of a brown paper bag in the United States. However, over there in the UK, he's definitely, you can't tell me he ain't doing a job over there for Dillian White and for Dillian White and for Anthony Joshua and guys like that. He's definitely doing that, bro. Break says Showtime must be tripping. They making money with Jake. Dude, I'm telling you. Let me tell you, dude, I saw an interview with Steven Espinoza. Dude, Steven Espinoza is in this for this because he's gonna get the ratings. But dude, I'm telling you, man, he was like, yeah, you know, as long as this lasts, is what he said. He's like, yeah, as long as this, you know, it's a good thing. It's done for as long as it lasts. He ain't fooled, bro. This Jake Paul stuff it's already going blah, blah, blah. Telling you, it's already going blah, blah, blah. And where are you going to go after Mike Tyson? He ain't, first of all, I don't believe the Mike Tyson fight. I don't believe it. Mike Tyson was supposed to have, this is about the third fight that Mike Tyson was supposed to have. Mike Tyson's keeping his name out there in that media and selling weed is what Mike Tyson's doing. So I'll believe it when I see Mike Tyson sign for that, bro. Jose Rodriguez said, good morning, Fanan. What's the weather in your neighborhood? It's nice, man. No snow. Makes me always remember why I moved to Texas. Because I was sick of the snow. And I ain't seen snow. I saw snow one time last year and not at all this year. And it is almost February. So I don't think we're about to go back into the they're about to go back into, he said, it's a white fight, they'll make it last. Nah, man, I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be a wrap on that pretty soon, dude. Because eventually, man, he's already on a downturn. It's already on a downturn. He's going to have, eventually he's going to screw around there and get in with Mike Tyson. First of all, if he gets in there with Mike Tyson probably going to hurt him. No joke. Jake Paul going to get cute. Jake Paul going to get cute and land a shot. And Mike Tyson not going to like it. And Mike Tyson's going to lose his head. You know what I'm saying? He's going to lose his head and he's going to really hit him. But Jake, I just don't, man. First of all, Jake looked juiced to the gills. I just ain't big on it, bro. Anyway, Chi-Town Genius in the building said, instead of fighting nobodies under Bob, Crawford should make a noise and fight Canelo, GGG, Danny Garcia, Canelo's bros, somebody to keep him relevant. Bob, I mean, he need to go ahead and fight Boots, man. Yeah, I'm going for Boots, bro. It's time for the next generation of welterweights, bro. I'm serious. It's time to go. Because I don't believe, dude, I don't believe this situation. This situation for Bud got all the writings on. He ain't going to be doing nothing for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has all the writings on no fights for Bud for 2022. All the writings on the wall for no fights for 2022. Because he ain't getting one out of Top Rank. And that lawsuit could take a year. Easily could take a year. Easily. You saw how long that arbitration thing took with Tyson Fury, and this breach of contract thing could take a while, man. You know what I mean? Unless they settle. Manuel Steves, I don't listen to other boxing YouTube channels because they don't give us the therapy and financial advice like your boy Fanan. Salute to you, Fanan. Even if you're not right all the time. Heck, and no, even if I'm not right all the time. I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I ain't right up, dog. I'm not right all the time. I understand that 100%. Never claimed that I was right all the time, dog. I'm too old to be that stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old to be that stupid. I know full well I am not right all the time, bro. I ain't approaching right all the time, bro. I'm not. But I will show you with my opinion and give you the logic behind my opinion, and that's what it is, man. It's all just boxing talk. You know what I mean? It's all boxing talk. Who has ducked? GGG fight the best is Canelo and Jacobs. Best fight is Canelo and Jacobs. Who has ducked? What do you mean who has ducked? I didn't say Gennady Golovkin was ducking people, except Andre Ward, because he opened his mouth and then didn't fight him, bumped his lips, and he was like, come on, get it. Andre Ward told him, come get it, and he didn't come get it. All of a sudden, he got real quiet. Because he wanted to add, I hate to say this, he wanted to do the Devin Haney fan move and claim that somebody outside of their weight class was ducking him. So he was like, yeah, okay. Andre Ward told Gennady Golovkin, okay, come fight me then. You think you ducked and everybody down there is ducking you, and so you think I'm ducking you? Come on up and fight me then. And guess what Gennady Golovkin did? Stayed put right where he was so he didn't get worked. I was like, man, I was going to be so happy. I was going to be so happy. So happy if Andre Ward fought Gennady Golovkin. because that was going to be a massacre. Checkmate say, you think the Crawford Spence will ever happen? I hope so. I am in a state of hope so. However, I don't know who Bud's going to fight with. He don't want to sign with the PBC. I think that's obvious, because that would be like doing right. And I don't think Bud's into doing right like that. No joke, man. I think seriously, man, this may be wrong, dude, but I'm going to tell you, I think at a certain point in time that you can get stuck in your development. Like, you really can get stuck in your development as far as certain things go. And stubbornness it rarely goes away. Stubborn indignation never goes away. Like, I've seen people make some of the absolute dumbest decisions, clearly self-harming and stupid decisions, because of stubbornness and pride. Stubbornness and pride will be like, I'd rather just suffer than say that I'm wrong. I'd rather suffer than do what you tell me to do. And that's what I think he's doing. I think that's what I think he'll do with the BBC. I think Bud would rather retire with the money that he has than be like, yeah, all these guys that were telling me I need to go to the PBC, they were all right. And now I did it and showed them. He's not going to do like Manny Pacquiao. He ain't going to do like Canelo Alvarez is doing, because Canelo Alvarez is out there trying to be cute. The Canelo Alvarez, I have a suspicion, is finding out. Dude, there ain't that much money out there for you, bro. Outside the PBC. Ain't that much money out there, bro. I doubt very much that DAZN is going to offer him $40 million guaranteed to fight somebody. Because it didn't work out with him before. He went and fought with the PBC when he got out of that contract. What Manny Pacquiao? As soon as Manny Pacquiao got out of his contract with Top Rank, he went to the PBC and he fought with the PBC. Had a good relationship with him. They are not black fighters. They are big name fighters who immediately knew where to go to get a big opportunity. Terence Crawford seems like he ran to Europe to do it. It's like he signed with an advisor in Saudi Arabia, or excuse me, in not Qatar. What's the name of the place? Dubai. Signed with a promoter in Dubai. Just the opposite direction. You know what I'm saying? You would think, okay, is Bob Arum, he's going to go over here? No, he's going to go further away. So I'm just not comfortable to say that the dude would ever work with him. I think he should work with him, and I think it's obvious that he should work with him. Said one time wants to smoke. Dude, I don't know, man. I think he's going to come up off that belt. Fanon was wrong about Bud for years. Nah, I ain't. Oh, don't tell him. I ain't wrong about Bud for years. Bud's still the number 1 pound fighter in the world. Yeah, I've been wrong about stuff. I'll admit that in a minute, man. I ain't doing these dudes. Man, I'll be listening to people, bro. Like, I don't understand how y'all can stomach that crap. Honestly. Like I'm serious, man. Like, man, will you please, man, cut me a break. George Wood says, salute. Who's next for Boots? Name 220 fighters. Name 220 fighters for 2022. I hope he gets Jamal James. And Budiev. Really, I hope he goes the WBA. I hope he goes the WBA regular fight route and goes to get Budiev. Beat up on Budiev. And get that mandatory spot. Get that mandatory spot, or Stanosis. He could probably force that Stanosis fight if he wanted to, because Stanosis is managed by Shelly Finkel, and Shelly Finkel manages PBC fighters. What are you talking about? Brad says, stop it. What? I'm just telling you, man. I don't believe Bud in that regard, bro. That dude, I'm just stopping. You talking about with that other something? I'm telling you, man. I don't understand it. I seriously listen to people talk like they are like they invented the world or something. Like, man, are you kidding me? You're tripping, bro. He said, I guess those are realistic. What are you talking about? Guess what is realistic? I don't know what you're talking about, Brad. Oh, man, hold on a second, man. My man, Giovanni Walker in that. Oh, I got that. Much love in that super chat, Giovanni Walker. Thank you, bro. Word Power Czar said, good morning, Fanon. My question is, why are these promoters making more money than the boxers themselves? This is why I respect the way Floyd did it. Cut out the middleman. Why are they making more than the boxers themselves? Because they are investing their money. Because they're investing their money. At a certain point in time, I don't think they are. At a certain point in time, I don't think they are. Not on a per-fight basis. I don't think they are. Like, Eddie Hearn is not going to make more off of an Anthony Joshua fight than Anthony Joshua is making off the fight. If he makes more money than Anthony Joshua, that's because, oh, okay, thanks, Brad. That's because he's got a bunch of fighters. You know what I'm saying? And he's charging a bunch of fees to a bunch of fighters. So on any individual circumstance, you might wind up, the fighter may wind up making more money than him. But I don't know how many promoters got more money than George Foreman. I don't know of any promoters that have more money than Floyd. The richest promoters obviously is Bob Arum, or at least that's what they say, you know. Martin, from my perspective, Bud signing to a promoter in Dubai said he's opting for unlimited cash flow resources, but like you said, bad decision makings. Dude, but there are no fights in Dubai. Who's going to fight in Dubai? Those fights never happen in Dubai. I only know one fight that took place in the Middle East. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. That's one fight. One fight in the last 6 years has popped off in Dubai. That's it. And guess what? He didn't go back. He ain't been back to Dubai. Man, those guys ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe, man. Now, an exhibition fight with Floyd or something like that, they'll get done, man. But those stuff, people always talk about that, bro. They always talk about that. Pugilistic Shiznick said Crawford don't want to sign with the PBC because they would be admitting Spence was right. And again, Crawford's jealous of Spence. Dude, that man, he's just stubborn, man. One of my favorite people in the world is so stubborn. So stubborn, would not listen to nobody while people are screwing them over. But would not listen for nothing. Hurts people too. Brad Savage said MTK paid Crawford because they go long money. No fighters for Crawford though. Yeah, but he's not with MTK Global. He's with somebody else. What's going on, Santos? Fanon, for Bud's discrimination case, who are his comparators? Which other white fighters? Can his lawyers ask for salary amongst black-white fighters in discovery, assume they settle? I don't think that has anything to do with the breach of contract. That's what I'm having to struggle with. I don't see the connection between what he's accusing, the systematic racism that takes place in Top Rank, and the breach of contract. To me, it seems like a straightforward issue of a breach of contract. That's why I don't really even get on it too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see the connection. All I see is, from what I see, and somebody can correct me for real if they know better than me, because I may be wrong, but I just don't see what it is. If he's sure in Dubai, all those guys are in Dubai a lot, Brad Savage. Floyd's in Dubai a lot. There's a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun over there in Dubai, I suppose. Look, if he's guaranteed a fight and he didn't get a guaranteed fight, that's the question. And he may be using that as to counteract the argument that Bob Arum has that the pandemic is the reason it couldn't happen. And he's saying, no, it's not the pandemic. It's because you systematically do not do the best you can do for black fighters. You have a history of not doing your best, right? So maybe that's what the reason that they brought that up. I don't know, man. I should read the complaint, but I'm not gonna. Yes, I mean, but I'm not gonna. DA said, Fanon, do you believe that Robert Easter Jr. versus Regis Prograis at 140 will be a good fight? Mikey and Josh Taylor, what are your thoughts? Oh, Robert Easter versus Regis Prograis be a great fight. I love it, man. That would be a humdinger. Man, those guys would be throwing they'd be throwing hands. I think that's a great fight with Robert Easter and Regis Prograis. And Mikey Garcia and Josh Taylor, yeah, I'd love to see it. At this point in time, I'd have to see Mikey Garcia really engaged in a fight. But I think that's a lot better, a harder fight for Josh Taylor than a lot of people would think it would be. But yeah, because a lot of people just write Mikey off because of his last fight, man. You know? He says, stubborn enough to throw in the towel and call it quits. Yeah, absolutely stubborn enough to do that. Yeah, absolutely. H Entertainment said, we will see. Bud will fight these guys and beat most of them because he's a smart fighter. He's a smart fighter. He'll beat. Yeah, he's already beaten most of them. Crawford's hood mentality is hurting his professional career. You think so? He definitely got one. That I know by testimony of people that were close to him. Like, yeah, he's definitely that type of dude. You know what I mean? Definitely that type of dude. So, who knows, man? Bud might be set for life. MFVP said, Bud at 154 fighting top guys, getting stopped, smart or not. I don't know, man. I think he can, man. I don't think anybody's going to stop him at 154. I don't see Bud getting stopped. That's hard for me to envision. Bud getting stopped. He's a very, very good fighter, bro. What's going on, Herbert Freeman? How you feeling, man? And much love to everybody. Thank you guys so much for supporting in the Super Chat and the Cash App. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, man. Fanon, sometimes you make me scratch my head by saying Bud should fight Boots. That's a no-win situation for Bud. You know this, Fanon. Why is that a no-win situation? Why is that a no-win situation? He gets paid for the fight. And it's a good fighter. He's a top-ranked fighter. I don't care. Honestly, I want to see him fight for me. I don't want to see him fight for Bud. I want to see him fight for me. I'm not trying to be his business manager when I say he should fight him. Even though, dude, that's a good fight. I'd be interested in it. I would buy it. If they did Errol Spence Jr. versus Jaron Ennis on a pay-per-view on Showtime, I would buy it. But most importantly, I want to see him fight. I don't understand why you don't want to see good fights. Really. I want to see Canelo. That's like what people say about Canelo. Like, why would it, like, that's Canelo Alvarez fan logic. Why should he fight Jamal Charlo? Because it's a good fight, and I'm a boxing fan. I want to see a good fight. That's why. It's not a lot more complicated than that. I want to see the fight because I want to see the fight. You don't want to see a fight? Manuel Estevez, let me ask you a question. Do you want to see a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis? If they were on Saturday night, if I gave you a free ticket to go see Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford fight in an auditorium 15 minutes away from your house, would you want to go? Would you be happy that you got the ticket or not? That's a good fight. Can you name me three fighters at 147 that's a better fight than Bud and Terence Crawford? For Terence Crawford? Give me three guys that are a better fight at 147. I mean, I think maybe we're conditioned to like fights that we don't care about. Quiet as kept, Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford is a better fight than Sean Porter and Terence Crawford. Because Jaron Ennis is getting in his prime. He's getting in his prime. And he looks like he's a lot more talented than Sean Porter ever was. That's why I want to see it. You know what I mean? Fanon, who you got? Andrade, Jaime Munguia? Oh, man, Andrade. But I will tell you, though, that he is looking better, though. Jaime Munguia, they keeping that dude. Oh, it said, Fanon, you retired a lot of trolls early this year. Good job. Your troll. Oh, man, they coming back, bro. He said, I swole, bro, said, good. What's good, Fanon? Exactly. It's about watching good fights. I'm not his business manager. Yeah, in that regard, dude, I want to see the fight, man. Let me slide down a little bit, bro. Boots destroys Bud. Too small. Boots is a middleweight. Nah, not Quan Jr. Boots is a welterweight. He weighs in at welterweight division. He weighs in the welterweight division. He weighs in at the welterweight limit, rather. For 9, is choosing Loma over Haney a duck? It's honestly, man, depends on your definition of duck. If it's a mandatory, it's not a duck at all, because I'm telling you, Devin Haney ain't got a major belt. Ain't got a major belt. I'm telling you, man, the way that I see that playing out, they say, yeah, Uncle Freddie Mac show said, I would love to see that fight. Yeah, of course, everybody would love to see that fight. Everybody would love to see that fight. Only person that don't want to see that fight is somebody in a comment section just to argue about it. And I don't mind it because I like arguing about it. But you'd be right there at that fight watching that fight. He said, Munguia is looking better lately. How's he not ready after 40 fights? Hey, man. He's just not, I mean, he's as ready as ever going to be at this point. He looked a lot better than he did maybe 5 or 6 fights ago. Zion Clack said, hey, Fanon, what do you think about Josh Taylor's career at this point? To be honest, I'm getting that Loma vibe from him. Yeah, he's undisputed, but he hasn't fought anybody, and Rogas and Prograis beat him. No, I don't agree with that. I think that he has beaten quality opposition. He beat Kylie Relic. He beat Regis Prograis. He beat Jose. He beat Jose Ramirez. Those guys are all quality fighters, man. Those guys are quality fighters. You know, and he won the fight. Now he wasn't dominating those guys, not Regis Prograis or Jose Ramirez, but he was in there fighting with him. So I think he's about that level of fighter, right? Which is why I'm telling you, if he runs into Errol Spence Jr., he's going to get beat up. Because if he had a chance, in my opinion, if he had a chance to beat Errol Spence Jr., it wouldn't have been, he just would have walked through. He just would have done Jose Ramirez easy, you know? For 9, they keep talking about Haney belt, so why do it say only 6 undisputeds in this era? Why does who say that, C. Coolidge? Why does it say? You say, why does it say? Who is it? Worse, he said, Fanon, does your beard itch too? Nah, not really. Not really. But I am glad I do need to grow it out for a couple days just so I can make sure to give my skin a little bit of a break. Even though I don't shave, I use clippers. Golden Boy is holding out for something big, pay-per-view related. Man, no, they're not, man. They ain't gonna, man, Golden Boy ain't doing no pay-per-views. Their top 3 fighters are being moved very slowly. Ryan, Virgil, and Munguia, because that's the only fighters they got. Golden Boy Promotions they don't have very much, man. Golden Boy is just like, it seems to me that Golden Boy Promotions like half in business. Like they're not going full speed, bro. They're just floating right now, seems to me. Manuel Stevis, Fanon, I wish I could see a lot of fights, but we all know these fights won't happen. I am realistic. If it's a dream, then I want to see Shakur and Tank, Bud, Spence, Cinnamon, and Charlo. Yeah, but you're asking me why I talk about it, man. I'm talking about it. If I want to see the fight, then that's what I want to see. Your question was, why do I want to see the fight? Realistic, dude, if I'm being realistic, I don't think there's any fights that are going to get made. Literally. I mean, you might as well, like, literally. There's no fights realistically that will get made unless it's a mismatch. I think Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford is realistic. You know what I'm saying? It's realistic. Will it happen? I don't know. Probably not. You know, doesn't look like it, but it's not unrealistic that it would happen. You know, it's unrealistic. Guillermo Rigondeaux fighting Deontay Wilder. That's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's nothing real about that. There's no way that that's going to happen. You know what I mean? That's nonsensical. But it's not unrealistic that Canelo Alvarez will fight Jermall Charlo. It's not unrealistic. It's not unrealistic that Josh Taylor would fight Terence Crawford. It's not unrealistic. It's just, you know, doesn't look good. You know what I'm saying? It's not unrealistic that a kid in the projects can be a PhD. It's not unrealistic. It may be a hard road to hoe because you got to figure out how he's going to be able to do it with a poor school system and not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But it's not unrealistic. It can be done if they put their mind to it, you know? Other fights have happened. Sean Porter and Terence Crawford looked unrealistic. You know? It looked like it wasn't going to happen, but it turned around and happened. You know? Same thing. I don't know what you're talking about, H Entertainment, about tap dancing, homie. What's tap dancing? Fanon, the reason you do not get in Crawford Law School is because you are and know the law and the law jargon. The racial part is frivolous. I don't think it's frivolous. No, let me tell you, it's not what you call frivolous. Okay? The lawsuit, the breach of contract, being frivolous means you have nothing to support that. The accusations, I wouldn't say they're frivolous. They're just, I don't understand the connection. I don't understand the connection because I have not heard the argument. More than likely, I think what they're saying is that, they're anticipating a defense or an explanation from Top Rank. And the explanation from Top Rank for not getting those fights is more than likely going to be the fact that there's a pandemic. And we would have been able to do these things if there was not a pandemic and all of this, right? So Bud's lawyers might say, no. You have a history of not doing this with other people when there was no pandemic. You didn't do it for this fighter. You didn't do it for Floyd Mayweather Jr. You didn't do it for that fighter. And there was no pandemic when you did not promote them in the same fashion. So do not tell me that you couldn't get me these fights because there was a pandemic. No, you didn't give me the fights because you don't promote black fighters with the same urgency that you promote somebody else. So in that case, the accusation isn't like, give me money because this guy's a racist. It is, no, here's an explanation. This is my counter argument to what I anticipate to be their argument for not fulfilling the obligations of the agreement. Because the obligations of the agreement seem pretty cut and dry with the exception of whether or not he is supposed to pay that Errol Spence Jr. bonus, the $900,000 Errol Spence Jr. bonus more than one time. And I'm sorry if that's overly complicated for you guys who are just, so great. Sneak dissing your ass off. Anyway, Narda Cole said, pay attention to Jahad Tucker at 140. He's going to be a problem. Oh, no doubt, man. Will do. Yeah. Yeah, see, Bro said the pandemic is an available excuse. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's probably the reason that they brought up the argument. But I'm not going to get into that because it's a stupid argument to get into. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, because I cannot attest to whether or not Bob Arum's a racist. The only thing that I can attest to is whether or not I've seen him promote black fighters as actively as he has other people. And that is it is an absolute positive no way. Okay? No way did he promote Terence Crawford like he's promoting Lomachenko. No way. No way did he promote Terence Crawford like he did Teofimo Lopez or like he did Tyson Fury. No way. With that, without a doubt, he never did. So why he didn't do it? Hey man, that's what I would have to sit down with him and have to hear him say, well, we just don't believe that his fans are going to support him. So whose fans? Bud's fans. Bud's fan base is not going to support him. The Mexican fan base will support them. And that's why I'm going, because but then I would say, Bob, why does Terence Crawford have the biggest numbers? Why does he have better ratings than these other guys on his channel? For his videos. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about myself. Why does he have more views for his fights than these other guys that you're saying fan base support them more? When the numbers say their fan base is not supporting them because Bud's getting more numbers. Why is that? Muhammad M said Bob doesn't even promote Loma or Tio. Nah, I think he does. I think he promotes them. Said Bob Arum doesn't even promote Bob. Yeah, he does. He promotes them through ESPN. Through getting ESPN to feature them. No joke. He chose Lomachenko to push his fighter of the year over Terence Crawford when Terence Crawford was undisputed. I'm just saying it's very, very hard to prove, bro. It's I'm just telling you, it's very, very hard for me to say, yeah, I know that. I don't know that. But I do believe that they believe that they would rather sell fights to the European market and to the Latino market. That's what I believe. That's what I think that they're more comfortable doing. I make a lot of videos on black fighters, right? I choose not to promote, if you want to consider my videos promotion. I do not do videos on stenosis. I don't. What's going on, 50 Bands? How you feeling, brother? Lack of promote for the Porter fight was disrespectful. Well, why is that, Fanon? That's their business decision. I don't know. I think it's their business decision. I think one thing that I know is it's their decision on what they believe sells and don't sell. Those guys say black fighters don't sell. That has been said been for years. Black fighters don't sell. Black fighters don't sell. Black fighters don't sell. Even though black fighters are the biggest pay-per-view stars that there are. But yet they say black fighters don't sell. That's been said a billion times, just like no black fighters, right? And also, they also don't give certain fighters fights because they might knock off their fighter when they're trying to build their fighter. They're more scripted. You know what I'm saying? Fahim Sator said, Fanon, while only God knows what's in his mind and heart, his speech and actions will give you a pretty good idea of what's in his heart and mind. No doubt about that. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt it. And I'm telling you, I personally think a lot of people that are racist don't know that they are. That's just how they are. They didn't choose, oh, let me be a racist. Oh yeah, I decide, let me just go over here into the racist corner and I'm going to be that. Man, that's who they are. That's their value system. That's their judgment. That's their opinions that have been developed throughout their whole life. And most of them think it's reasonable. You know what I mean? Seriously. That's why I don't give any credence to like what Rashida, what's her name? Or learned. Taught and learned is learned. That's why I don't give any credence to what, what's her name? Rashida Ali says. Dude, because that's her relationship with Bob Arum. I'm sure Bob Arum has always treated her very, very nicely. Very nicely. Could always call him, right? Could always get tickets to fights. Always, hey, how you doing? I'm like, you know what I mean? But dude, just because you get along, just because a woman gets along with a rapist, because he didn't rape her, doesn't mean that he wouldn't rape somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever, man, really. Mr. J23 says, Morning Fanon, trivia question. Who do you think has a better chance of beating Boots between Bud and Errol? Errol. I think Errol does. Yeah, Zion Clark, and plus she's not even a boxer. She's not even a boxer. How does she know how he promotes? She's not a boxer. She ain't involved in all that stuff. You know what I mean? Zion Clark said he's not perfect, but him destroying another two fighters, what is this? Not going to help him improve up against the best, may help him be more cautious if he respects his opponent. I'm not sure what that means, man. I'm not sure what that is. Look, Rashida is most definitely biased, doesn't make her a traitor, and some people are making her out to be. Dude, man, let me get these. Dude, let me tell you something about 99% of people that run around calling people race traitors. Bro, you really? What have you done for me? What do you owe me? I'm telling you, I'll say that in a heartbeat. What do you owe me? I'm in your race. What do you owe me? What do you owe me? And they will tell you they don't owe you particularly anything. Nothing. I don't owe you nothing. What do you mean what I owe you? Why? You don't owe me to respond. Why are you walking around with your pants hanging down by your knees? With your butt crack showing? You're a race trader. I have a certain criteria that I have for race of black people. And you are doing a bunch of things that I think disrespect black people. You are a traitor. Man, stop. She ain't a traitor. That's her opinion. She knows the guy. I don't know the guy. That's her opinion. You know what I mean? She don't owe me nothing. I don't owe her nothing. That's how I see it anyway. What's she supposed to do? Her son got a contract from him. Her son was given an opportunity to fight by that guy that he otherwise may not have gotten because that was his dream to box. So she supports him, and she's supporting her son more than anything. You know what I mean? It's like, man, stop with all that crap, dude. People always want to tell you how you can be black, but don't want to do. But if you tell them the other way, like Bill Cosby, as soon as Bill Cosby said, look, you guys need to do this differently. Whole bunch of people threw Bill Cosby. I'm not talking about the female stuff. Whole bunch of stuff. People took Bill Cosby and threw him under the bus. And I guarantee you 99.999% of them ain't done nearly the work for black people that Bill Cosby did. But they took him, took his name, balled it up, and threw it under the trash. Threw it in the trash. Because he said, look, man, we should probably get educated. We should do this. We should do that so that we can have better lives. This is not conducive to a better life. And what did they do? They balled him up and threw him in the trash can. Are they race traders? No, they're not race traders. Bill Cosby's a race trader because he tells people that education is a good thing and being respectful to people is a good thing. The things that worked for him that made him very successful. Stop. No, Eddie Murphy threw him under the bus for all those rape allegations, bro. For 50 million chicks coming out and saying that he did this and he did that. I'm talking about before that. Whenever a black person jumps up there and starts telling black people how to act in a certain way, they get dumped on. Like, you forgetting where you come from. And they throw them out. I'm telling you, it's every time, bro. Every time. So I don't want to even hear that, bro. Me personally, I don't want to hear it. Personally. Because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen to many people that are upstanding doctors, lawyers. They can be police chiefs. They could be politicians. They could be preachers. Any of these people that will come out who live constructive lives. And I mean, let me tell you what I mean by constructive. They're not harming anybody. They're helping other people. They're living in a way that shows that is an example on how you can be successful. And by successful mean not wind up dead or in jail. Every time they sit up there and say, hey, man, this is how you should go about not winding up dead or in jail. As soon as they do it, they get dumped on. And you're forgetting where you're coming from. And they throw you in the garbage. And they throw them in the garbage. So, I mean, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. People that, I don't know, and I'm telling you, I have no idea who's calling her a traitor or not a traitor. But I'm just not trying to hear that, bro. She has her right to her opinion, man. If that's her opinion because she knows him, that's her opinion. Just like Terence Crawford's got the right to his opinion. I'm not slamming Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford says that he thinks Bob Arum's a racist. If he thinks that, he's got a reason to think that. He knows Bob Arum. I don't know Bob Arum. You know what I mean? Anyway, funny to pin Cosby saying he hurt no one. Who did Bill Cosby hurt? Aside from women that he's accused in his personal life. Who? And guess what happened? He ain't in jail no more because that case got thrown out. So as of right now, You have absolutely no proof that that man harmed anybody. You just believe accusations about him. But he is in jail. He ain't in jail no more. Well, I know. Are you defending him? I'm not defending him. I'm telling you this. Bill Cosby is at home right now because they threw that crap out. He was never, as of right now, he has never been convicted of anything. So what do you want me to do? First of all, the whole thing sounded like garbage. He beat all of that. He beat all of it and is sitting at home. And because, you know why? Because they didn't have any proof. They did not have any proof that that man did what they accused that man of doing. And a whole bunch of black folk threw him under the bus. Because you know why? Because it looked like, whoa, yeah, there's all these people accusing him of something. It must be true. Anyway, he said, I'll go defend, but and forget, ain't nobody believes that. He said, I mean, dude, he didn't admit shit, Ricky Brook. Get out of here, you bozo. He did not. He admitted having an affair with a woman. Shut up. He didn't admit anything. He admitted having consensual sex out of marriage with a woman that also admitted having consensual sex out of marriage with him. He did not admit to any of that. Never. Stop it. If he had admitted it, he'd be in jail. He didn't. Thank you very much. Anyway. So no, because he paid her off and they bought the charges late. No, dude, because he had a sexual relationship with her. It's his girlfriend. He got sued. He basically got blackmailed by his girlfriend. Is what he got, was what happened to him. Because they asked him for the money before they went to the police, which is exactly why the police didn't file charges on the man. Because what's her name? And I'm only going to talk about this for a second. Constance, whatever her name was, she asked him for money first. Said, hey, I'm going to go to the police if you don't pay me money. And he told her, no, I am not going to pay you money because this was consensual. So then she went to the police. After she went to the police said, we cannot file charges for this because you already asked him, you already bribed him. You said you already blackmailed him. You said, if you do not pay me this money, I'm going to go to the police. And then you went to the police when he wouldn't pay you. Yes, when there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, the fire of a sexual relationship between two consenting adults. Thank you. Exactly. It's called a campfire, dummy. Exactly. There was smoke, and then there was a campfire. She had sex with him. No doubt about it. But she wanted to have sex with him and admits that she did have sex with him on multiple occasions voluntarily after he accused her of that. How are you going to, anyway, I don't even give a shit. Whatever. You guys believe what you want to believe. He's out. OJ not guilty. Hey, OJ not guilty as well. I'm going to tell you what happened with OJ, and then I'm done with all of this. You know what happened with OJ? The most likely scenario of OJ Simpson was that the LAPD framed a guilty man. That's what happened with OJ. More than likely, OJ had something to do with that. I don't doubt that. But the LAPD framed a guilty man. And they got caught framing a guilty man. Once you frame a guilty man, it's a wrap. All of that bloody trail and all of that nonsense, dude, get out of here. That dude, Mark Furman, took them bloody gloves, and went over there and threw that shit over the top of his fence, and then jumped over the top of his fence and went and found it. Is what happened. And why? That's what happened, man. What happened to the other two? What about what other 200 women? Dude, most of them women never even said they had sex with him. What do you mean? Dude, dummy, go listen to what they accused him of. You talking about shit you don't even know. They didn't accuse him of anything. All of those women, they didn't even accuse him. It's amazing. They did not even accuse him. What they said was, like, for example, Beverly Johnson. I went to his house. He gave me a drink. I felt woozy, and I left the house. She never accused him of sexual assault, ever. Most of those women never accused him of anything illegal. Nothing. Sorry. You guys go away, bro. That's why he's at home, dummies. You know what I'm saying? Look, all I'm going to tell you is Bill Cosby is at home right now. Chilling. Rich, maxing and relaxing with his wife. Like he said. Because he said, dude, I am never going to say I'm guilty of this because I'm not guilty of it. What happened to boxing talk? Dog, it got moved to the sideways, man. Y'all be all right for a second. Anyway, King of Kings, Fanon, don't like these fools gaslight you. Nobody defends a rapist. They just hate facts. Oh, I know. Dog, whatever, man. I don't care. I don't know if he did it or not. I know he's at home, though. I know they didn't accuse him of anything, and I know that he's at home. So live with it, bro. Anyway, pills at the time was the things to do. Yeah, I mean, dude, it is what it is, bro. He said, I didn't know he was out. Yeah, man, they threw it out. Man, they took that shit to the state Supreme Court, and the state Supreme Court did like this. Once they got to the state Supreme Court, they did this. Get this shit out of here. And they cited all kind of what is called, like, prosecutorial misconduct, all kind of stuff. Like, dude, you can't even bring the case because on the real, they trying to ruin it. They tried to make it so that nobody would ever help that state's attorney office again. Like, because nobody could do it. They'd be like, hey, if you agree to testify, if they say, look, man, we're not going to bring any charges against you because we don't think we can prove it. However, would you mind talking to us and just letting us know what happened? And Bill Cosby says, okay, I'll talk to you and tell you what happened, right? But, seal the transcript because I don't want this getting out in public that I had an affair with this woman. But yeah, I'll tell you, no worries. And I'll settle with her in civil court to end it. Yeah, they negotiate that. And then the state's attorney, a different state's attorney, changes it. No, he didn't confess, dummy. That's you, Derek Pettis. Anyway, you guess because y'all don't read. That's all right. Just do you, bro. Aaron Hernandez is dead. I don't know anything about Aaron Hernandez's case, but I know Aaron Hernandez is dead. Soundcom said, Fanon, can we talk about boxing when the promoters give the fans the major fights y'all want? In that case, Fanon has about 5 to 6 years to kill. What are you talking about? Can talk about boxing when the promoters give fans and major fights. Y'all, oh yeah, exactly, bro. But see, it's either one. You get shot from either direction, bro. Because if you talk about boxing, then hey, man, these are unrealistic fights. These fights will never happen. I don't want to talk about unrealistic fights. And then there's somebody else so you start talking about something not related to boxing. Man, when you talk about boxing, that's what you call trolls. They don't want you to talk about something not related to boxing, and they don't want to talk about a lot of boxing. Derek Pettis, he did not confess to what, Derek Pettis? He confessed to raping somebody? That is not a fact, homie. He did not. He did not confess to that. Anyway, do you think the greatest trainer, who do I think is the greatest trainer of all time? I don't know, man. I always forget Jack Blackburn. Was it Blackburn? Is it Jack Blackburn? Am I messing up his name? I think it's gonna be like Jack. It's gonna be Blackburn, or it's gonna be Eddie Futch, or it's gonna be Eddie Reynoso, because with his Eddie Reynoso is gonna be the greatest trainer of all time. Only the funk. We as black people do have an obligation to stand up for each other when we're the only black person in the room and not throw under the bus when it's convenient for our pockets. Amen. He said, dude, he never confessed. He said, Jack Blackburn. Yeah, there you go. Jack Blackburn. That's what I was going to say. Jack Blackburn or Eddie Futch. Nah, they're not full of it. They just read the press. That's all that is. He just reading the press. That's all right. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit the like. I know y'all being cheap on the likes, man. Hit that like button. We got 449 people in the building. Hit the like button. I feel like sneak dissing for a second, bro. Manuel Estevez said they gave us 24 pay-per-view a year, and the problem is that there aren't any good fights on the undercard like the old days when you could watch the whole pay-per-view, not just the headliner. What you think exactly? That's what well, the pay-per-views, yeah, the ones that are going to be on Showtime are going to be that because they can't afford to, because they're only going to pay the main event fighters, and they're doing, and then also they got everybody split up. Man, not Emmanuel Stewart, man. I don't think Emmanuel Stewart's best. Man, the best thing about Emmanuel is I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna make somebody in Detroit mad, bro. So let me not say that, man. Man, he mastered. Hey, I'm telling you, he saved some dudes' careers though. That ain't no joke, bro. The guaranteed money it's the guaranteed money that hurts the company. He has never charged with the R word, so why would he confess to it? Dude, yeah, no, anyway, man, we can drop the bill. The only thing I talked about was Bill and I wasn't even talking about that case. That's something. Why not Emmanuel Stewart? Why not Emmanuel Stewart? Because I just don't think Emmanuel Stewart. I'm telling you, I'm not going to say it. Because I think a lot of that tactic, well, but anyway, I'll leave that alone. And by the way, rest in peace to the great Emmanuel Stewart. Georgie Benton, yeah, and I was thinking of Georgie Benton too. Only the Funk said, I agree with you on your criteria in response to race trader talk, but can you speak on Eddie Futch, please? Yeah, Eddie Futch is a great fighter. I mean, he's a great trainer, man. Eddie Futch trained all of those great heavyweight, and pretty much every great heavyweight that other than that gave Muhammad Ali any problems was Eddie Futch. Yeah, and Eddie Futch trained a lot of really great trainers, you know? So, but I just, Emmanuel Stewart for me is he's a great trainer, and I got a lot of respect for Eddie Futch. So, I mean, I got a lot of respect for all of them. All of them are great teachers of the sport, from what I can see. You know what I mean? It's very hard for me to judge who the greatest trainer is, bro. You know what I mean? Definitely not Angelo Dundee, though. For now, he took guys that are already great fighters and he coached them. For now, what do you think about a guy like Canelo getting $40 million while undercards get as little as a few thousand? Do you think out of boxing, Goodwill Boxing should have certain percentage go to pay the undercards? I don't know, man. I don't think that's very realistic. I don't know, man. Just as long as people getting paid fairly, and only the Funk. Much love in that super chat, bro. Seriously, dude, I don't have any. As far as all that, man, I'm not gonna do. Oh no, hold on 1 second. Shit. Hey, I gotta go. I gotta grab something. Give me a second, because somebody could have done a Cash App, and I wouldn't know. Give me about 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. Give me about 40 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I had to check my phone, man, because I left it in the other room because I was really rushing this morning. So y'all got to please forgive me for that. And I don't think I missed anything. I did not miss anything. Oh, I did. My man, Jean-Pierre, man, much love in that Cash App, brother. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the support, bro. Greatest John Boy in the building, man. Said, don't let trolls ruin the best channel. Man, please, the trolls ain't ruin this. You can throw them out. Much love in that super chat, bro. Dog, you can throw them out. It can't. Only way real trolls ruin a channel is if the people with them wrenches do not handle their business. I can't see what they're saying. Anyway, but John Boy said, yeah, no worries, man. Trolls can't ruin nothing. They'll be gone. Trust me. Anyway, man, my man Jesse, huge brother, thank you so much. Said Oscar Valdez shouldn't be overlooked against Shakur Stevenson because he's probably going to take juice. His last fight was a gold Olympic medalist, but I hope Shakur will take the win for America 2024, Trump 2024 versus U.S. Much love in that super chat, bro. You rolling with Trump, huh? Nah, man, I don't think there's man, look, dude. Americans don't get Olympic gold medals. They're not going to get them. First of all, they're kids when they do it. Those other guys are grown men when they're fighting for those belts. The Americans are they're pretty much kids when they're doing it, because if they're good enough to get to the Olympics, they're turning pro, right? And more than likely, they've been trained to be a pro the whole time, you know? So I ain't worried about that. Shakur Stevenson's better than a whole lot of Olympic gold medalists. That's why Terence Crawford be beating up a bunch of gold medalists. He's like, man, I'd be beating up, then he beats up a gold medalist every other week. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a professional fight. It's not that amateur stuff. And thank you so much, Jesse, for that support in the super chat, man. Thank you very much, bro. Emmanuel Stewart is to boxing what John Thompson is to men's basketball. That's fair. That's fair. Fanon, I'm taking bets. Will Oscar get caught with Clenbuterol or Phentermine? Neither one. He's not going to get caught with either one. But he's going to be on something. I believe that 100%. I don't think he's going to get caught twice. I'm clean. I don't know anybody who thinks I'm cheating. Nah, I think you're cheating on me. Man, it don't happen that many times to people in those camps, man. I'm sorry. That's way too many people in your camp that have in that camp that have popped dirty. And so I ain't trying to hear it, bro. There ain't that much, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on one second, man. I'm more than likely about to pop somebody. Stand out of the way. More than likely I'm about to pop somebody real quick. Yeah, get out of here, homie. Yep. Sorry, Vinceline, you're out. Nice talking to you, homie. Yeah, I meant to block you a second ago, bro. So come back under another name, homie. Your attitude will always be the same. That's why I'm not really taking. I've seen you before. I've let you slide. I know you. So come back underneath somebody else, homie. Anyway, Old School Saint said, hard to believe no one mentioned Ray Arcel, 22 world champion, 7 decades from Armstrong to Duran. I mean, he said he's the greatest. And honestly, man, like I said, I don't think what's going on, Clue Boxing? I'm not the best person in the world to compare trainers. That's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of because the trainer's as good as the fighters are. You know what I mean? There may be a great trainer that just never got the fighters, right? That they didn't sign with. They could know the X's could be a great trainer, right? But wind up training fighters and losing their fighter. You just don't know. Like Roger Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather Sr. is a great trainer, obviously. You know what I mean? He had great world champions too. You know, he built one. Derek James is a great champion. Is a great trainer, but how many people is Derek James going to get? Right? Is the issue. The trainer's only as good. The trainer's only as good as, as the fight can only be as good as the fighters he's training. For example, Emmanuel Stewart got some great fighters that came to him. very, very good, and he helped him get better, you know? Fight Sports TV said, I think Shakur destroys all of them. Tank will give him a solid run for his money. Yep. Yeah, I think that's a good fight. I hope we will see this, man. You know what I mean? He said people pay for this. Hey, man, people support, bro. I'm not putting up with trolls, bro. They'll get up out of here. No worries, man. You know what I mean? So the cat said, don't let the trolls ruin it, man. They can get up out of here. I didn't mind. On the real, I so sound like a hall monitor. I'm trying to tell you, I'll get you up out of here. If you're, dude, because they always come back. I swole, bro. They always come back. Trust me. Because all they got to do is go get another name. They set up another Gmail account. And then all of a sudden they got another YouTube channel. I'm telling you, they got the make a Gmail account up on their bookmarks. They just go, okay, boop, do-do-do-do. You know what I'm saying? Takes them a couple seconds to come up with a cornball name, and they be right back in. Telling you. They got, and it's a lot of people, I'm telling you. If I told you who I knew for sure was up in this chat, I'm telling you, dude. I know you in here, dog. I don't even go to yours. Bro. I don't watch your video. I don't watch your videos. I don't watch your live streams. Dog, none of that, dude. But I know you in here, bro. I said, Tori Wells said, go be in Vegas during the Thurman fight. Do you think it will be worth checking out live? Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. Yes, it'll be great, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank you so much for that support to my man Tori Wells in the building. That was a great catch for 9. Hey, no worries, man. I got you. I'm reading. I let him go the first time. Dude, let me tell you something. Anybody that is cracking jokes about, first of all, the fact that they even talked about it when I was talking about something else related to Bill. You minding somebody else's business, homie. You know what I'm saying? You minding somebody else's business. Get out of here, dude. Dog, let me tell you something, dog. I heard this cat going, oh, man, that shit was hilarious yesterday. I was like, man, you really hurt, huh? You really hurt, huh? Really hurt, huh? Like I said. Anyway, facts over feelings against people who ain't as skilled as Detroit. What do you mean? I don't know. That's not for me, obviously, man. Haney could beat Shakur. He's a tad bit more athletic. 53-47. No, I think it's the out. Man, I don't know. But I will tell you what, though. I saw some sparring from Devin Haney from 7 years ago when he fought Paulie Spadafora. Dude, he looked the exact same. He looked the exact same. No joke. The exact same. He looked the exact same. I was amazed. Exact same as he does now. Sparring looked the same. Very good fighter. Christian said Wilder Ruiz potential fight. Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna see that when if that comes out and it winds up being the case, then that's the case. You know what I mean? Hey, Fanon, you hear my boy Hellenius may get a shot at Fury? Yeah, I heard that. Dillian White is the biggest duck artist in the world. He's a joke. Dillian White is a joke. Dillian White, don't take that fight. Dillian White is a joke. All of that crying Dillian White does about not getting a shot and this, that, and the other. Hold on one second. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even get out the camera view. It's panoramic. He said, Thurman looking nuts. Yeah, OJ, yeah. I never said OJ didn't do it. I just said he framed a guilty man. Get up out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why would he do all that hopping and jumping over his own fence? Get out of here. He would have been like, hey, I'm going to the store. I'll be right back. Drive out of his house, drive back in. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, what? Why would he be hopping over fences and all that crap? Dude, that dude, get out of here. Anyway, making stuff up, bro. Like, man, that shit was so. I was in law school at the time they laid that shit. I'm like, what? Dog, you sprinkling blood on his car, man. Get out of here, bro. He killed her. He probably killed her. But y'all don't know how he killed her, and you try to make it real easy to convict him, is what that was. Even if he did it. If you hey, man, just because somebody stole something, you know he stole it. Like, yeah, you stole it. So, but you then take some property out of his house and then go break in his house and drop it in there? Dog, how did that get in there? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, he said, that's true. It's surprising, too. He was 16 years old when he and Shakur first sparred. Yeah, you know how that makes Shakur 18. What are your thoughts on Chris Colbert? I like him, dog. I like Chris Colbert a lot. I think he's a very gifted fighter and very fun to watch. I think he's more entertaining to watch than he's one of the most entertaining fighters in boxing to me. But then again, like I said, anytime you get blonde, anytime you get purple afros and all of that stuff, bro, it's hard for me to cut you too much of a break. You know what I mean? But I like Chris Colbert a lot. I like Chris Colbert. I never miss a Chris Colbert fight, for sure. Facts over feelings in that super chat. Brother, thank you for your support. He said, oh, Castano, I got Charlo in the rematch. Because Castano is going to be the same Castano. Jamal Charlo can figure it out. Jamal Charlo can watch tapes and beat Brian Castano. So I think I see him outboxing him. I think before he was just, I think he was confused by that shell. Like, he's gonna have something for this, for the next fight. Justin said you should charge $100 for a phone call if people disagree. Man, hey, yeah, first of all, these cats those guys don't support, bro. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much. They don't support. Those are the guys that all of a sudden that have an issue with people getting super chats. They're people that act like there's a problem with you getting super chats, is what those guys are. They'll just say that somewhere else. They won't say it here. They'll just say it somewhere else. Because trust me, they're coming to the live stream, bro. They're going to be here. You can't get rid of them. Fighting Sports TV says they love misery and they love spreading misery. For now, Loma need to stop fronting and fight Haney after he beats Kambosos because Bob looking like he about to outbid Hearn. We'll see. I don't think he's going to outbid Hearn, man. I don't believe that they're going to bid, number one. I don't think that they're going to, well, at least I guess you mean not in the bid sense. They don't make him a bigger offer. Dude, I don't think there's any money in that fight, man. Not in Australia. Not in Australia. I don't think so. Lawrence Ingram in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for that support, brother. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I Swole Bro said, yes, very entertaining. How does he fare against Tank, Shakur, and Haney? I think he is I think he's a fraction of a hair down from those guys. I think he's just very, very good fights, but I don't think he pulls off the win. I think he's just like just a hair below them, dude, is what I think. You know? Up there. Because look, dude, he wants to go to Australia. You got to listen to what Eddie Hearns, first of all, Bob Arum didn't say, Bob Arum says he don't know where the money's coming from. Is what Bob Arum said. That's what the man said. I don't know where the money's coming from. Because the government is not going to give us money for that fight in the middle of a pandemic. That's what he said. So I don't know, man. I don't get it. You know? The fact that he said he was optimistic about the fight and that he wants to make the fight, okay. But then he turned around in the same sentence and said, that he doesn't know where the money's going to come from because the government is not going to support the fight. And that's what you're going to need in Australia to make a lot of money. You're going to need the government, like what they did with Jeff Horn and Manny Pacquiao. That fight was subsidized. And the reason they subsidized it is because of tourism. But tourism is not an option because there's a pandemic going on. George Kambosos is tripping, bro. He wants that at home, but dog, more than likely he ain't getting it at home. You know? Bob trying to blackball Haney. I mean, he can't blackball somebody that ain't signed with him. He probably ain't going to try to make the fight with him, though. You know, I agree with that. Yeah, Kashawn Jr., Jerry Russell is fighting this month, and I hope he wins. This is a big puncher in Mark Magsayo. And by the way, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. It's a risky fight for him to be fighting Mark Magsayo. Because Mark Magsayo can crack. And he's huge. But let's see if anybody, and people act all of a sudden like he ain't fought. You know what I mean? Chris Brooks said Crawford lawsuit is legit. Sadly, the support from others who know this is not. Frivolous is the sad part, in my opinion. I mean, obviously I think he has an argument for sure in his case. I support him in the case. I do. I hope he gets his $10 million because if Bob Arum didn't give him a fight, from what I can see, the dude should pay him the money. Pay him the money. If you said you had 2 fights and you're supposed to give him 2 fights, give him the money. I agree. You're supposed to give him 2 fights, make 2 fights. Top Rank has dates. Top Rank put fights on all the time. And if he's got a 2-fight obligation and they're putting fights up, then keep your 2-fight obligation. Also, if you promised him $1 million for every year that you don't get a marquee fight, okay, then you owe him the money. Pay him the money for the breach of contract. From what I can see on his face, it looks like he's got an argument for breach of contract. I support him in that. I don't have to say Bob Arum's a racist, that I know that Bob Arum's a racist to support him in a breach of contract, in an argument about breach of contract. That's because your dumbass doesn't know what the fuck, excuse my language, because dog, I'll be listening, man. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. Just flat out. You don't know what you're talking about, homie. Don't know what you're talking about. It is a breach of contract lawsuit. That's what he's claiming. Breach of contract. Breach of contract is what his lawsuit is. I support him on breach of contract because I can see how his contract was breached. That's the only support that he needs, is for somebody to say, yes, Bob Arum, looks like Bob Arum breached his contract. Because that's what he's suing over. He's not suing over racism. But maybe if y'all knew what you were talking about, you might know that. It's completely irrelevant about whether or not Jamel Herring supports him or not. It's completely irrelevant whether or not Rashida, whatever her name is, Rashida Ali Walsh, supports him or not. It's irrelevant. The only matter is, did Bob Arum breach the contract? From what I can see, the answer is yes. He owed him 2 fights. And I know this because Bomax said it 2 years ago when they re-signed. And also Bomax said that they promised him that he would have to pay a fee if he did not give him marquee fights. That is how you support Bud, by supporting his claim. Support what he's asking for. Not some salacious shit that the media wants to put out there. I don't have to run around and hide the fact that other people say Bob Arum's not a racist. It's the news. Mike Rhymes said every time Crawford don't want to sign the contract to fight someone good, is that breach of contract? Dude, I do not know. That is the argument. That depends on the word. That depends on the wording of the agreement. If you can get the intent of the parties clear from the language of the contract, and there is no ambiguity in it, the judge is going to go based off what the contract says. If there's ambiguity, then they're going to talk to the people and try to understand from them what their what they anticipated and what they meant. If they can't come up with it then I do believe that the judge is going to, depending on what his theory is for contracts, right? You know, they can even do things like say, and they can even use promissory estoppel and say, if they would have considered this, they would have agreed to that. It's not that simple. If that's where like, remember when Bob Arum said in the Deontay Wilder situation that the plain reading of the contract was that the contract expired? That's the plain meaning of the agreement. The plain meaning. That's what they're going to go to first. We're going to use plain meaning. What does the contract say? If the contract says we will pay a fee of $900,000 if we are unable to get a marquee fight, the Errol Spence Jr. fight, they will say, well, did he intend that to be yearly? Like this year you're going to try to make the Errol Spence Jr. fight, and next year that you're going to try to make the Errol Spence Jr. fight? Or did you mean during the lifetime of this agreement that if you do not pay this, if you do not make the fight within the lifetime of this agreement, right, which could be 2 years for the extension, let's just use 2 years for the extension. That means he was going to pay $900,000 if he did not get it during the lifetime of that contract. Bud could have read it and said, oh, he thought that it meant every year. But Bob says, no, I did not mean every year. I meant one time. So I don't owe you $900,000 for 2019 and $900,000 for 2020. All I owed you was the $900,000 that I paid you. That's it. But I also, I know that I owed you a fight in 2019, 2 fights in 2019 and 2020, but you have to understand I was unable to do it for things that were beyond my control, and that if we would have known at the time of the drafting of this agreement, we would have meant this, right? But that's that whole argument you got to go through in court, which is why I'm telling you the simple fact that he's out there getting called that and they put that in, more than likely it has to do with him coming up with an explanation for why Bob didn't make the fights. Right? Why he didn't get 2 fights instead of 1. Dude, it's an argument that's being made by a lawyer. And I'm not going to act like I don't know what I'm talking about. Bearcat said the best thing about the lawsuit is it killed all the rumors of him signing with Bob again. Give it some time, and I bet he works with Floyd. Dude, give it some time. I bet he works with Bob. You kidding me? I don't think Bob Arum got any conscience whatsoever. Okay? Bob Arum will breach your agreement, daring you to sue him. You kidding me? Dude, look, I don't have any doubt that Bob Arum will pick up the call, pick up a phone, like Manny Pacquiao accused him to doing. Pick up a phone, knowing full well he does not have a contractual agreement with you. Tell somebody else that he does and threaten to sue him because they got an obligation with you. Dude, Bob Arum will use a contract like a tool. He will breach that agreement. And if Bud calls him out on it and it takes him to court, that don't mean he ain't going to settle for him and offer him another agreement. Hey, James Timberland, are you my people? Pow. How about I shoot you up out of here, bro? Shooting my own people in the foot. Which people? The black people that work for Bob Arum or the black person that used to work for Bob Arum? Who am I shooting in the foot? Shut up. Y'all are morons. Anyway. Much love to everybody. Thank you so much for everybody that supports in the Super Chat and the Cash App. Much appreciated. Verbal agreement may not hold up in court. A verbal agreement may not. It may. There's only certain contracts that have to be in writing. It just depends on if you can demonstrate that you performed under an agreement. People, you don't have to have it in writing. That's a myth. Certain contracts by law have to be in writing, like real estate, for example. Real property, the sale of real estate has to be in writing. They're not gonna allow you to just say that you sold it. That's got to be in writing. Certain things have to be in writing, but other things, other agreements, verbal agreements, nah. Exactly. If somebody performs in them, you know what I mean? If they perform in the agreement, right? And they have people that'll testify. Oh, absolutely. We agree. Like if you dealing with somebody and you're like do work on their house, right? Like somebody comes by and you mow their lawn or you do some work on their house and you can prove that you paid for it. You can prove that you were there. You can prove through photographs that the work was done. And then they're claiming, oh, I don't have a signed contract. I ain't got to pay you, man. They take you to court. You're going to have to pay up because they can show before and after pictures of them doing the work, right? And you say you made one payment on it and you didn't make two payments on it. You made the initial deposit, but you didn't pay the rest of it. They'll have the proof that you paid the initial deposit. They'll have their initial estimate. They can have the pictures they took before they did the work. They take the pictures after they did the work. They can have their receipts of everything that they bought. They take all that shit, sue you, and you more than likely gonna have to pay up. You know what I mean? Anyway, Bodymore Murderland said, nah, the best thing about the lawsuit is Bud's fangirl still haven't addressed all the lying and the slandering Errol's name, talking about Errol was ducking and listening to Bud. Now they haven't. Oh, they shut up because they can't defend Bud. I'm telling you, I love it. All that stuff went away because they cannot defend Bud. I told you it was going to take about 2 weeks before it happened. I told you. Certain contracts have to be, legally, certain contracts have got to be. But a contract is not the documentation. That's the documentation of the agreement that you have. Anyway, said Truthbo said it's a shame because Bob Arum was like a father to this kid, but like most kids, they don't appreciate they do for they're never satisfied. Man, Bob a father. Bob, if Bob was a father, he would have signed him. If he would have signed him out of the amateurs and not gave away all that money out of his purse. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, Bob Arum is as seasoned a businessman as you can possibly get. I don't believe that man has any feelings towards this stuff. He has been through it so many times that it is like water off of a duck's back. And he will most definitely breach a contract if he decides it's in his financial best interest to do so and does not feel that you have the ability or the willingness to enforce it. They will walk right out on you, dude. They'll see a sucker, play a sucker. People do that crap all the time. Why would it be any different from Bob Arum? You know? He probably, and I bet you don't go, and I bet he don't go too far. But he probably, with all this, I don't know if he'll settle that. I don't know if he'll settle it, though. You know? Said TY said, exactly, I just said that for now. Yeah, you were a little bit behind in the chat. Bob Arum is Don King's first cousin on his mother's side. Something like that, man. Something like that. Fathers don't dog their kids in public, man. Bud started speaking out about wanting fights. Bud started getting loud. He started getting loud about wanting to get them fights, man. Wanting to get that paper. And plus, dude, there's so much pressure on Bud to get that Errol Spence Jr. fight. So much pressure for that Errol Spence Jr. fight, man. But he really should have been mad about the Manny Pacquiao fight. Being mad about the Errol Spence Jr. fight is like one thing. But about, dude, honestly, man, why would you take $900,000 on a $20 million fight? Why would you take $900,000 on a $20 million fight? That don't make sense, bro. He should have had a lot more stiff a penalty than $900,000. Because it took him from paying him $5.5 million to having one fight a year where he pays him a little bit over. Why would you take $900,000 on a $20 million fight? Bud said because he's stupid. Fahim said because he's stupid. Yeah, that he lowballed him. He lowballed him on that penalty. He lowballed him on that penalty. Didn't Bud say the promoters can't stop a fight? Oh, yeah, he said that. Look, but no, DJ Air Alert. He took the advice of his manager. He took the advice of his manager. He's like, look, man, we're going to get this fight. He promised us. Oh, yeah, we're going to get this fight. He promised us. You know, we're going to get the fight he promised us. And we're going to get $1 million every time he don't make it. Really? Oh, yeah, if you don't make the fight, you know, he's got to pay every time. If he don't make the fight, he got to pay us $1 million. So, and I'm pretty sure that's how Bomac interpreted it, because that's when he said, because he explained that when he originally talked about it. He said that he promised that he was going to get him the marquee fights, and they got to pay a fee every time they don't do it. But the question is, do you have to pay every time, or do you got to pay, or do you have to pay it one time? And I'm betting you that the language is sufficiently ambiguous. It's sufficiently ambiguous to make the argument that he meant one time. Yeah, see, but look, $1 million for not fighting, cool, but that's not the case. $1 million if I'm not able to get you a $20 million fight. I'll pay you $1 million if I don't get you a $20 million fight. What if the guy doesn't want to give you the $20 million fight? What if he doesn't want to do it? What if he figures, if I got Terence on my card, I'm going to make my money back on the undercards. So no worries. I'm making $4 million a card. On that one card, instead of making $4 million, I'll make $3 million. But I wouldn't make the $3 million if I didn't have Bud on the card. So now what you're doing is Bob Arum is saying, I'm going to make you happy, but I'm going to make $1 million less money. However, if I take you over there, I'm not guaranteed. I might make $5 million once instead of $3 million 6 times. Do the math. $3 million times 6, geniuses. Can't do this, can you? $3 million times 6 fights is $18 million. $5 million times 1 is $5 million. So if you were going to make 16 and you agree to give up 1 and take down to 15, you're now paying the guy. You're now paying him an extra $1 million, but literally costing him 15. Right? It still works for Bob. It works for Bob because Bob makes more money by having you fight in-house fights, 6 in-house fights that he knows you can win and get paid off ESPN for, than it does taking you over there to share the money with the PBC in a fight that you may lose. So he decides, I'll pay you $1 million for not fighting. No worries, easy money. Meanwhile, you think you got over. And when everything ends, you think you're going to get $1 million a year. You think you're going to get $1 million a fight. And he's like, nah, I ain't promised no $1 million a fight. I promise you $1 million for the lifetime of this contract. One time. See? Dog, Bob Arum ain't dumb, bro. If Bob Arum paid $1 million, I'm going to tell you this. If Bob Arum agreed to pay him $1 million for that, you better believe there's a reason Bob Arum did that. And it is going to wind up with Bob Arum making more money doing that than him making that Errol Spence Jr. fight. And all you got to do is go back to that fight Go back to the Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight. Bob Arum made way more money not fighting Manny Pacquiao. Having Manny Pacquiao not fight Floyd than he made Manny Pacquiao than he did when Manny Pacquiao fought Floyd. Look at how many pay-per-views and how much money Bob Arum made on HBO pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao before they ever got in the ring with Floyd Mayweather Jr. on Showtime. Because they did that fight on Showtime. Right? How many? 4 or 5 of them? Miguel Cotto, Juan Manuel Marquez's. Somebody can tell me how many, but he did it multiple times. Multiple millions pay-per-view by pay-per-views for Manny Pacquiao over the course of 5 years, selling the idea of a Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight. And at the end of all of that, he still made the Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight. Bob Arum himself may have made $100 million on that. Seriously. Body Murderland said, Bob, a well-educated lawyer making deals with Bomac and Bud. Come on, man, really? Dude, Bomac negotiated the deal. I don't know. He negotiated the deal. See, but I'm telling you, bro, it is, dog. I'm telling you, all I'm doing is dissecting it. But if he paid $1 million, and the way the budgets work over there on ESPN, you look at how the budgets work, and you look at that money that he paid, you have to think, dude, why would Bob Arum do it? Why would Bob guarantee him $1 million or $900,000 if he does not make these fights? And who made the offer? Who made the offer? Did Bomac think, oh, Bomac, see, it's like, how would that go on? They probably said, yeah, but we need these marquee fights. How are you going to guarantee us these guaranteed fights? These marquee fights. Oh, no worries. We'll pay you $1 million if we're not able to get that fight. You're going to pay us $1 million if you do not get the Errol Spence Jr. fight. Yes, we'll pay you $1 million bonus if we do not get that fight. Okay, draw up the contract and send it to us. Woo! Man, boy. Y'all don't know how people lose their shirts, do you? Let me tell you, brother. It's how cats lose their shirts. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, I know because I did like a little test deal. Man, somebody got over on me on a deal because I didn't know the going rate for a deal, right? And it's just a secondary thing. It wasn't that big a deal, right? Somebody asked me for a favor, and I didn't know the going rate on the favor, right? Like, it's like, okay, you want me to do that? No worries. But it's because it's something that's a hobby to me, right? And I didn't really know. So I said, nah, man, just tell me what's a fair deal that you offer other people. And then we'll probably be able to work with that. Just tell me, what do you usually pay people, right? They gave me X dollars. Hey, we usually do this. And they asked for, we want this. So I was like, okay. Right? Found out what the going rate was. It was like maybe they wound up offering me something like $7 out of 100, it's like 7%. Averaged out to 7%. 7% of the going rate. I was like, wow, okay, you really think I'm dumb. All righty. But you did drop a couple bucks on it, so okay, I'll do the work. Jason Ware said, Bud versus Charlo 154. I got Charlo. Ty said, look, dude, I'm telling you, man, that's probably how that worked out. It's probably how it worked out. Now, I know y'all don't like this discussion because I know there's some people real sensitive on this discussion. But, dude, that's what I saw in a certain contractual relationship that we all know about between, but that term sheet between Devin Haney and Gary Russell Jr., okay. That's why, let me put it this way. Okay. All righty. Man, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody. Go find, somebody gives you an agreement. If you know somebody's been in business doing something a long time and they give you an agreement, go get a second opinion by somebody qualified to talk about it. If you got to pay them to be your manager and sign them to a confidentiality agreement before you have them review it, have them review it. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Otherwise, dude, you'll be out here singing, woe is me, dog. Spending a lot of money. Now, the good thing that Bud got a lot of money for lawyers. That $900,000 will pay a lot of lawyer fees. And he's not easy to get over because Bud, the good news with Bud is that Bud got a lot of money. And if Bud is willing to spend a lot of money, he can definitely cause Bob Arum some problems on this. I do believe that. Jeffrey Brooks says, so what doesn't make sense about that is if Bud took $1 million not to make the fight, then why he still tried to make the fight by calling out Spence and still demands 50-50. This is what it is. There's a difference between the demands that go on YouTube and demands that they're making in a contract. You can ignore everything that Bud ever said. To me, it's all fun and games. No joke. Whatever Bud says in public, dude, that's for us to argue about. That's just for us to have banter about and all of that. They're not sitting down and making formal offers to one another. They're not doing that. Once you start sitting down and the doors close and those guys start going through their deals, that is the real, that's the sausage. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So as far as him demanding the 50-50 and saying he's not going to fight for this or that, to me, that's just posturing. But I don't know for sure if Bud said he was going to take $1 million not to get the fight, or whether he interpreted it as if Bob was going to pay a penalty of $1 million anytime he fought somebody other than if he did not get it in a year. That he was going to get put it this way, that fee was attached to the 2 fights a year. If the fee is associated to the 2 fights a year, which means you got to get me a marquee fight every year, right? A marquee fight every year. Then he owes them for every year that he doesn't get it done. But it has to be if Errol Spence Jr. is available. If Errol Spence Jr. retires, he's not available, then he couldn't, and he could argue that the fee is not due. I'm trying to tell you, they will make arguments in triplicate. They will make, in case this argument doesn't work, we'll use this argument. If this argument doesn't work, we're going to use that argument. But, dude, that's why I'm not going to be a bozo and run off at the lips. Because I don't know. But here's another thing, too. We all, even if you read the complaint, you haven't read the contract. You got to actually read the contract. If I had a copy of the contract, dude, it may be it may be open and closed. Be like, oh, okay, bud, sorry. You should have done this. Because that's what that means. Right there, he never makes you a promise that he's going to pay you that more than one time. He said he will pay you if he is unable to secure a marquee fight. He will pay you a fee of $900,000, period. That does not say he will pay you a fee of $900,000 each time he is unable to. And he has a responsibility of getting you one marquee per calendar year, right? Because is it a year, a calendar year? Is it a year? Is it a 12 months, from 12 months of the start of the contract and then 12 months towards the end of the contract? Dude, I'm trying to tell you, man, all of that stuff, man. If you read the contract, you'll know. Well, sometimes you won't even know. You'll have to be arguing because there's ambiguity in it. Ambiguity. And I'm telling you, people will write ambiguity into an agreement claiming that they're trying to make it more clear for you. Because you know what people will do? Oh, I don't want to hear all that language. Oh, God, can you make this more simple for me? Can you do this I need this in a paragraph. Dude, if you get that shit in a paragraph, there's going to be less detail, the more ambiguity, which means the more potential for confusion, and that will benefit somebody, one party or the other, bro. I would write contracts and make that shit ambiguous. I would make it ambiguous if I wanted ambiguous. If I want you to think I'm promising you something, but I ain't really promising you it, I'll make that shit ambiguous. So it's open to two or more interpretations. You know what I'm saying? And slick you that way, bro. And people be slick as a can of oil, bro. That's why even when Bob said, you know that's how Bob is, because that's when Bob said about the Kambosos fight and how he was like, yeah, we're optimistic that we're going to be able to make this, but I don't know who's going to pay for it. Dude, that's him telling you he ain't making that fight. Murad the Assassin said, what up, Fanon? Do Bomac Bud situation make you think about Rob Brandt versus a top-ranked suit where the manager has a side deal with Arum? Much love in that super chat. No. I don't think it does. Because this is a breach of contract. That's a violation of the Ali Act. That if he has a side deal, but I will tell you this though, Bomac has definitely gotten benefit out of the relationship with Bob Arum aside from Terence Crawford. So I would say, if anything, that Bud as a manager, as Bud's manager, he has a conflict of interest for being a trainer to fighters that are other fighters that are promoted by Bob Arum. I do believe that's a conflict of interest. But I think it's a conflict of interest that Bud overlooked or overlooks or may think he's not that concerned with. But it is definitely a conflict of interest. I mean, on the face, and I'm not saying, let me be very clear. I'm not saying that Bomac sold out Terence Crawford. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is that Bomac is his trainer and his manager, right? Trainer and manager. Those are two different jobs. The manager's job is to handle your personal business and be there for you and you specifically. A trainer has you, and their job is to train you for a fight that the promoter's putting on. That trainer, if that trainer is training other fighters for that promotion, then that trainer may be put in a position to have to say, well, I don't want to push too hard on Terence's deal. Otherwise, my other fighter may not get fights. So let me do Bob a favor and get Bud to sign this agreement and agree with Bob, because I don't want to upset the apple cart with the other fighters that I have, right? Because he's training, he got paydays off Maurice Hooker. He got paydays off of Jamel Herring. Right? He got other champions that joined Bomac's stable. He had Shakur Stevenson going to training camp with him, right? And Bomac said it. He's like, look, this deal is gonna get money for everybody. His sparring partners, everybody's gonna benefit out of this. But that's a bit of a conflict of interest. However, Bud knew this. So it is what it is. Now, if Bud was in a situation where Bud is also getting paid off of those fights, then Bud might have said, look, I'm in business with Bomac. As long as I'm getting paid for all these fights, as long as I'm getting some money, whatever they're paying Bomac to train Maurice Hooker or to train Jamel Herring, you gonna come off some of that money to me? That means that is a managerial relationship and a trainer, because he's taking Bud along and Bud is benefiting from those other things. But like I said, I don't know the relationship between Bud and Bomac in that regard. However, in any situation where you have a manager that has a dual responsibility, you could have problems. For example, Eddie Reynoso was the trainer and manager of Canelo Alvarez, right? So what can he be getting? He could be getting kickbacks from other promoters for getting that fight, right? He could be like, oh, I've got this fighter, I got this fighter, I got this fighter. I bet you if I get Canelo to fight over here and over there, I can get more money for my fighters here and there than I could. You know what I'm saying? So that is always a risk if you mix a manager and a trainer. And that's what the Ali Act did. The Ali Act is such that they're saying you cannot have a manager and a promoter. Your promoter cannot be your manager. Quite honestly, the manager trainer could be a way to circumvent that firewall that is built by the Ali Act. If that makes sense to you. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense to you. And let me know if that makes sense to you. You know what I mean? Let me know if you don't know what I mean. I don't mind explaining that again. Angie Wise Fool, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you. Not, I called you brother, sister. They know N-words ain't never these kind of words. I'm not sure what you mean. But let me roll down to the end of this, bro. Thank you guys and thank you to everybody that supports in the super chat, bro. Devin Webster said, Fanon, you in your bag today. Teach, bro, teach. Hey, man, no worries. Dog, I'm telling you, that's why cats don't like me. I don't do that shit a lot. Dudes don't do that. I'm telling you, cats were threatening me over that, doing that type of shit. Telling you exactly that. That is just for real, bro. That is for real. Eddie, a problem for Canelo Alvarez getting fights. If Canelo says I fight the people that I take the fights that Eddie Reynoso gives me. And Eddie Reynoso got a stable of fighters, and all those fighters are fighting over on ESPN. It would be very easy to bribe, and a very obvious bribe to Eddie Reynoso to pay Eddie Reynoso and say, I'm going to get your other fighters a bunch of fights if you bring me Canelo. And then he's like, okay, yeah, so I want him to fight Makabu. All of a sudden, he's fighting somebody like Makabu. Why? Well, who's going to air the fight? Oh, ESPN will pay for that fight. You know? Oh, well, Canelo, come on. This is where we're going. You know what I mean? Hey, man, abracadabra, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious just say, hey, dude, that dude said abracadabra, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious said Thurman or Ortiz or Ennis or Terence. No, you doing this shit again, bro. That's the same comment. Thurman or Ortiz or Ennis or Taylor or Ugas or Spence or Crawford. It needs to be an elite fight, 8 box office. Elite box off 2020 or even remove 2 and a Super 6 Thurman and Mikey alternatives. Yeah, it'd be a great, man. That would be great, bro. So that's what I would like to tell y'all. Please don't challenge me on shit you don't understand. And I mean it. Don't challenge me on stuff you don't understand. I won't challenge you on things I don't understand. You don't challenge me on things you don't understand. Because I can give you detailed explanations. Detailed explanations of what the difference is, why an attorney may even bring it up. What's the importance of it? How would a negotiation go? What does the Ali Act say? What is a contract? You know how many people I listen to talk about contracts that cannot give me an explanation of what one is? And I mean it. Leave this dude alone on that stuff. And I mean it. I talk to you and you literally do not understand what a contract is. Don't know what it is. Could not explain it to me to save your life. Because you don't know. You don't know when one's formed. You don't know when it's not formed. You don't know. So stop. So that's like me having a debate with Derek James about how you throw a jab. Dude, I'll shut up in a minute. No, I'm telling you. If Derek James or a professional fighter starts talking about what goes on in the ring, I shut up. I am not Chris Mannix. I am not about to sit up there with Sergio Mora and start talking about your opinion is ridiculous, Sergio, and have Sergio look like this. And have Sergio Martinez look like, man, dude, you don't know what you're talking about at all. You know what I mean? Sir, he be cooking during the drive time hours. Hey, that's what's up. Hold on, man. I think I missed the super chat. Thank y'all so much for everybody's support. B&B says, hey, dude, we'll catch a clue. Catch a clue, homie. You know what I'm saying? Catch a J Dodge in that super chat. He said, excellent breakdown, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, bro. He said, I hate that. Why did they name the act after Ali? Because they wanted it because he's the biggest name in boxing at the time that they were trying to do it. That's why. You know what I mean? That's why. But anyway, man, I just wanted to clown a little bit today because I ain't deaf, nor am I dumb, okay? I ain't deaf and I ain't dumb. Don't know what you're talking about, bro. Period. Don't know what you're talking about. Open and shut case of don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Don't know what you're talking about, homie. Eugene Thomas said, forget all these other promoters. Don King had the best cards and the best fights back in the day. Yeah, he did. Absolutely. Had the best cards and the best fights. You know who's got the best cards in boxing right now for a select group of people? Eddie Hearn has the best cards in the UK. Eddie Hearn does a better job for fight cards in the UK than American promoters do for American fighters, for American fight fans. His cards in the United States ain't nothing for us, really, because they're really UK cards. That's just it. It's like it's a UK card. It's cards that people in the UK would find interesting, but not cards that people in the United States find interesting. You know what I mean? But for what he does for the UK, he has the best fight cards for the UK, for any demographic, because he will have a bunch of fights that people are interested in, whether they be Commonwealth championships or whatever, bunch of fighters and a bunch of people that people in the UK are interested in. He's very, very good at that. In the United States, we get Bob Arum, who's not interested in doing that for American fans. He's not going to put on an all-American fight card because that means you're going to have a bunch of black people. And you're not going to have a cross-section. You're not going to have a cross-section of the popularity, in the words of Mike Montero. Well, you got to love it. I mean, I've seen all kind of different people that are loving this sport. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, I'm out of here. Much love in the super chat. Much love to everybody that came by the chat. And with that, I'm out. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.